Welcome to the presentation. My name is Heidi Martinek and I am an undergraduate student at Swinburne University studying a Bachelor of Visual Communication Design. I have previously undertaken 2 marketing electives and feel my knowledge obtained through study has directly allowed me to design specifically for target audiences. This presentation will take you through a proposal of ideas for Swinburne's next mental health campaign to combat mental health. In order to design a campaign, we must first understand what mental health is. The term mental health is frequently misunderstood, despite it being a common phrase we use every day. The word mental health is often used as a substitute for mental health conditions such as depression and anxiety. According to the World Health Organization, mental health is referred to as a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. So mental health is more about wellness and less about illness. Poor mental health is increasing in Australia. According to the Black Dog Institute, 20% of all Australians aged between 16 and 85 experience a mental health illness every year. A whopping 45%, that's almost half of all Australians, will experience a mental health illness in their lifetime. Of that, only 54% of people will access help. So we can understand the sheer importance of mental health campaigns to help support and bring awareness to the issues people are facing Australia-wide and to encourage people to seek the help they need. Swinburne University has an annual event called Swinburne Mental Health Week, which includes campaigns and events aimed at supporting and raising awareness for student mental health. Student Mental Health Week aims to create awareness and reduce the stigma associated with mental health issues, as well as promote resources, information and services that are available to our Swinburne community. Events in the 2018 campaign included Yarning Circle Sharing Stories, Charity Book Swap, Soup and Support Night, Mindfulness Meditation, and Break the Cycle Cycling Group. Swinburne University is the sponsor for this campaign. The university does an excellent job at providing health services to students to support not only their academic studies, but also nurture their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. The university is paving the way for other universities to take optimum care of their students both in and out of the classroom. Swinburne Mental Health Week is a long-running annual event in which various campaigns run to support students and their mental health status. Over the course of a week, students are prompted and encouraged to attend and take part in various events including art and craft, sports and recreation, health and nutrition, and Indigenous and cultural activities. Each year, the campaign changes to focus on what areas are needed to be supported and the target audience. So what is the target audience? The audience for the campaign is students first and foremost. This campaign is not for the whole of Australia, but it's however targeted specifically at Swinburne students. They are individuals studying mainly on campus, but with a minority of online students, and aged between 18 and 55. Our first persona is George, and he is a young adult with major past stresses. He has successfully overcome past medical issues, however still has to live with some side effects that impact his daily life. George has major life goals, however can get frustrated with his tiredness and inability to retain information and with his memory issues. These highlight personal issues and could be the cause of a decline in mental health. As a young male, George is highly unlikely to seek help that he might need if he was to start to feeling down. His busy life is jam-packed and he has a lot of pressure on him. George is at risk of mental health problems and would benefit from increased support from both financial areas and both mentally to help him get some balance in his busy life. Our second persona is Karen, who is a 58-year-old woman looking to finally achieve her goals in getting an arts degree under her belt. With a lot of time on her hands, she spends it looking for ideas on Pinterest and Etsy. She wishes the degree will give her the ability to start her own successful craft business and local stall market. She would love to expand this into a Etsy business one day. Karen enjoys baking and horticulture, however, with problems in her wrists with carpal tunnel, makes accomplishing her dreams quite impossible. With her husband working away a majority of the year, Karen gets quite lonely and doesn't know how to reach out. She quite finds comfort in solitude and turning more and more inward each day to deal with her issues. Karen is becoming more down about the state of her health and is worried this will impact her goals. Karen is at risk of mental health problems and would benefit from increased support from the uni to assist her craft making when she is unable to use her hands. Karen needs to be more involved within the community in order to keep her mental health in check. Our third persona is Fred, who is a 26-year-old gay male trying to make a living and get a solid job in an industry that will not let his mum down. Fred's been through a fair bit and he's seeking a career as a primary school teacher. However, his big dream is to become an actor on the stage in America. He's spent many years suffering of not being able to show his true self by hiding his sexuality. Moving to Melbourne was a great way for Fred to finally find himself. However, he feels he cannot be his true self around his family. Fred needs support with his mental health through avenues such as counselling to help guide him through the process. Fred would also benefit from a community of like-minded individuals on campus. A career advisor would benefit Fred's mental health by helping him find his purpose and how to achieve his goals. In order to design the best campaign for our target audience, we need to look at the strengths and weaknesses of existing campaigns, commonly referred to as benchmarking. The Are You OK campaign is a suicide prevention campaign which encourages the conversation with others on how they are doing. It is one of the strongest campaigns we have looked at in terms of cohesion, social media presence and participation, which shows the effectiveness of the campaign strategy. This will be a campaign we model in the formation of our new Swinburne campaign. It does have some weaknesses, however, as it lacks punch across the year, with the main focus of participation being one day during Mental Health Week. Headspace, Add a Little Colour to Your Day, is a campaign for individuals to support their well-being. It offers tips and support on how to maintain good mental health. It does a really good job at being a positive mental health campaign and focusing on good mental health. However, its imagery can be quite childlike, which could exclude a large proportion of older age students. Mental Health Australia Do You See What I See campaign looks at changing one's thoughts and perspectives to see the positive in every situation. This campaign looks at participation in making a promise to work on their mental health. The campaign imagery is very clear and memorable, which could be utilised across social media channels. Unfortunately, the social media presence of this campaign is lacking and could lead to the audience not knowing about this campaign. Beyond Blue's Heads Up campaign is a workplace-orientated resource which helps struggling employees find ways to talk to their boss about mental health. It also provides businesses with the resources on how to deal with and support their employees in the area of mental health. The campaign is very well organised with an extensive amount of information for workplace support. However, the campaign is very formal and feels quite glossy. Unfortunately, there is no interaction with the campaign and the users are left to use it how they wish, and this could be quite overwhelming. Black Dog Institute's Exercise Your Mood campaign promotes boosting mental fitness. It wants to make mental health as much a priority as physical health. The campaign is quite broad though, which allows for a large audience, working on everyone to get moving. However, its weaknesses are that support is lacking for individuals to get involved as they are left to their own devices and organise their own exercise events. After placing the current competitor campaigns inside the positioning map, we can see the campaigns are quite diverse in their range of both traditional forms of media and new media. Having a good spread across the category ensures people are able to gain information in all forms of media rather than just the new media forms such as social media, reducing audience engagement as it would rule out certain demographics. The engagement we're seeing is headed more online and in-person events, so it would be beneficial to be a point of difference and place campaigns in an area which can cover both. So in terms of audience on the next map, it seems most campaigns are clear on either the older or younger generation target audience. Whilst this makes good use of their target audience to really pinpoint their campaign strategy, it does tend to leave behind a gap in the market. So Swinburne University holds close to the same amount of males and females, and it's important to be mindful in dealing with a wide range of demographics, from onshore students to international students, as well as online. So we've really got a big diverse of students, and that would mean the campaign would do best with an inclusive target audience, tailored specifically to students, to make the campaign feel more community-based rather than generic. So next, in terms of message, the overall campaign messages have done well in providing a clear and coherent message, as they're all sitting up in that clear kind of category at the moment. However, the branding of most campaigns could be significantly improved. 3 out of 5 campaigns have branding confusion, mainly due to the lack of cohesion. The Are You OK campaign will end up being a base model of the campaign for the new Swinburne Mental Health Week, as its branding is clear and very eye-catching. This makes it quite memorable, and we hope to achieve similar results with the branding message and clarity. So we've positioned ourselves right up there near the Are You OK message. In terms of engagement, we are seeing traditional campaigns are utilising the physical approach to engage audience, whereas contemporary campaigns are working off emotional engagement. While each form of engagement is likely to promote different form of action, it's important to cater to all needs of the student base and provide physical and emotional engagement avenues. I want the campaign to be successful in forms of physical events and transcend its impact onto social media platforms to emotionally interact with the audience as well. So next we're going to look at strategy and cost. The campaign strategies range from highly conventional resources to more unconventional and modern strategies to engage the audience. While conventional methods can be useful for a plethora of information, in a modern world with tech-savvy students, a more unconventional and interesting strategy is needed to impress and excite. So by making sure the campaign is engaging, using unconventional strategy methods, such as hands-on events, could be a way to improve the Swinburne campaign. In terms of cost, the more low cost and simplistic the campaign, sometimes the easiest for one to jump on board. So in terms of the Are You OK campaign, it's fantastic as students were easily able to hashtag and upload an Instagram image to spread awareness for mental health, as well as feel a part of a community taking part in a movement for the greater good. Research and compiling resources comes at a high cost, and the more complicated implementation and follow-through could lead to failure. So the campaign should be audience-based, low cost, and simple to follow, which could lead to increased success. After brainstorming about mental health and student needs, it becomes more apparent that students are particularly susceptible to having problems with mental health, as the stress and pressure to succeed are combined with the everyday stresses of life and supporting oneself financially and mentally. It became clear that the campaign will need to support the student in all areas, from financial assistance being readily available to supporting one's academic ventures, as well as nurturing the students so that they have optimal work-life balance. Balance is the key to great mental health, along with strong and frequent connections, exercise and healthy eating, and sleeping habits. Looking at those needs of a student, generally they need connection, financial support, a sense of well-being, a purpose or drive, and good routine. So our first concept is concept 1, and the campaign is called Empty Inside. And the aim is to sympathise with people suffering from mental health issues and destigmatise mental health. So this campaign is directly related to George Compton, as his feelings of dissatisfaction in his current position as a tradesman often leads him feeling empty inside. The event would be a night food market event at Hawthorn campus called Mood Food, populated with food trucks from various local restaurants. The goal for this campaign is to get students socialising and enjoying a break, and the touchpoint applications would include posters, which would have grabbing text such as "We are all a little empty inside, fill up on the Mood Food night food markets," and strong imagery of food or empty glasses will be used. An ordering service app to accompany the food market event would also be used as a touchpoint application where students can order their meals through the app. The app would also include resources for students' mental health. So here we've got some sketches of the touchpoint applications. The imagery is going to be quite bright, and it's going to be really cohesive across the posters and the app. The event will also have personalised food packaging, which is also going to be really nice and bright. So you can see here on the mood board, we've got yellow, pink and red as the main colours. We're going to have really good positive slogans and really create a nice vibe with the event for a social event that people are going to want to attend at night with good food, nice fairy lights and some cool places to sit and chill. As you can see here, the phone application will be an app to be able to order your food while you're at the night markets, and there will be personalised packaging for all the food, and there'll be billboards and posters out in the street and at the uni to really promote the event. So it'll all be nice and bright, lots of bright colours, nice cool slogans, to really attract the younger target market. The second concept is a campaign called Just Watch Me, and the aim is to encourage students experience mental health issues to be strong and prove their dark thoughts wrong. So the campaign is directly related to persona Fred Underwood, as his need to pursue what he often thinks is impossible. And the event will be an outdoor cinema event on campus to promote the importance to take the time out of your day to enjoy something you like doing. The goal is to bring students together to combat negative thoughts and promote a sense of I can do it, just watch me. The touchpoint applications will be a billboard using funny movie puns to grab people's attention, and an application where people can vote for the next up and coming movie. And the app will also include a live stream event for online students. The mood board for Concept 2 is reminiscent of the 70s with a relaxed vibe. So I wanted to make the campaign graphics really link back to the message of cool, calm and collected, and I can do anything. The 70s was an era of rebellion and doing what you wanted, so I feel it was a good place to base the campaign's look and feel. The colour palette consists of orange, yellow and pale blues and have graphics of patterns reminiscent of 70s clothing. Typeface will be of the 70s style, and the campaign will really target the younger audience of ages 18 to 25, especially the persona of Fred Underwood. The old school drive-in style of movies is related to the open-air cinema for the event campaign. So as you can see here in the mock-up imagery, the application is fairly simple to use. It's got the main voting on the front page, so you can vote for your movie that you want to watch that week. And the billboards and posters that are going to be out in the streets will be really linked to the other graphics, and will have short and sharp and really funny puns as main attention-grabbing ways to engage the audience. The final campaign concept is called Stretched to the Max. It aims to support student mental health using group exercise. The campaign is directly targeted to Karen Knox from the Personas, as she is an avid yogi who participates in yoga to clear her mind of life stresses. The event is a yoga tent at Hawthorn campus, which will operate 24/7. And the goal is to get students exercising and participating in a relaxing activity to give them a break. The touchpoint applications will be posters that will feature group activity and promote getting free coffee from attending the yoga classes, and there will also be an app called Beating Heart that will allow students to book classes and collect points for free coffee. The app will also live stream classes for online students. Brainstorming the touchpoint applications led to some great ideas for dragging students' attention. So one of the main ideas for the poster was to use half-finished sentences to get the reader's imagination going and to suggest something about mental health when it was really referring to exercise. And then as you can see here on the mood board for Concept 3, it was always going to be quite moody and earthy. We really wanted to portray a sense of relaxation and calm with the imagery, such as muted, earthy tones and relaxing mandala patterns. The photography would be quite inspirational and symbolise the body moving, and the application would feature a lot of white space and perhaps some cartoon figures doing yoga poses. So the idea would be that it is an on-campus yoga tent and consists of a space where students can unwind and take a mental break. And using the Mind Body app, students can book in for sessions as they please, free of charge. So yeah, it would be a really good place to de-stress and unwind. So the imagery will feature whimsical earthy tones and patterns to create the feeling of meditation and relaxation. The app should feature an easy-to-use booking system along with a live stream area for online students. And posters will be utilised as another touchpoint application to promote the app and the event, and it will be really cohesive with the app. All the colours and the imagery and the typeface will all stay the same, just to give that that same punch that we want from that we saw with the Are You OK campaign before within the benchmarking. So thank you for listening to my 3 ideas for my Swinburne mental health campaign. I hope one of them will be able to be implemented and help students one day with their mental health.